Oh, huh. All right. I think I did what I needed to do. What up? What up? What up? This is another impromptu live from my living room. Hold on, I gotta straighten this up. Hope my phone doesn't fall. It's another impromptu live coming live from my living room. Uh, we got to stop meeting like this, guys. We got to stop meeting like this. Teaspoon, as you've heard, Teresa Weatherspoon is no longer with the Chicago Sky. She is no longer a coach with Chicago Sky. It was made official yesterday. Uh, Although I was hearing through the grapevine earlier that that was maybe a thing. It all started not yesterday. Yesterday was what? Thursday. So Wednesday, I believe. Wednesday, Angel tweeted that she was sick to her stomach and she had a broken heart. And so we didn't really know where that was coming from. I was like, maybe somebody she knows is hurt, or maybe this was around the time where the Dejanay stuff was coming out, that she had got that really like offensive email calling her racial slurs and stuff like that. And so I thought maybe she might be talking about that she was heartbroken because she understands, how it feels to be in that position. She's been getting, harassed online for for years now. There's a fly in here, y'all. Um, and I thought she was maybe saying like her heart goes out to that. And then later she posted a Bible verse. I think it was Psalms 5 and 8 or something like that. And so I'm like, something's wrong. Something's definitely wrong with Angel. Don't know what it is. I'm not really sure what's going on, but something's wrong. And then Kennedy tweeted just a little crying eyes face, a little crying face or whatever. Like when the tears are welling up. And I'm like, something's definitely going on in Chicago, but nobody's saying anything. And then Angel retweeted De'Erica's tweet because if y'all don't know, Kurt Miller got fired. Oh my gosh, y'all, I might have to pause and kill this fly. I let a fly in when I let my dogs out earlier. Um, but Kurt Miller from Los Angeles Sparks got fired on Tuesday. And so De'Erica tweeted out like a long little thing saying like it's not fair. You were working with what you were given. Like they didn't give you time. I think you're a great coach. Blah 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 blah. And Angel retweeted that. Oh, I didn't know I had comments. What's up, Groovy? Hey, Adrian. Yeah, I saw that Seth was live. Groovy says rumor has it Skyfront office said Teaspoon was difficult for them to work with. That's a rumor, and I know where that came from. And that person has since apologized for bringing that up. That wasn't true. Somebody ran with a rumor that they heard, but that wasn't true. They came back and said that wasn't true. They can't confirm that, and they're sorry that they put that out there. Do I have my fly swatter? This fly is about to die. But where was I at? So Angel retweeted that, and so I'm like, why was she? Like, I know she likes De'Erica, but retweeting about a coach being fired, her heart is broken, Kennedy's crying eyes. I was like, somebody in this organization is not here anymore. And then later someone told me that it was going around that Teaspoon got fired, but nothing was official yet. So, you know, I was just like, that can't be, that can't happen. I mean, that doesn't make sense. She's new. You know, the team did, you know, better than what was expected of them. Angel loves Teaspoon too much. Kennedy loves Teaspoon too much. And if they care about those players, I mean, I can't see them firing Teaspoon. And I started kind of talking around to people that I know that also talk sports and stuff, and they were saying like, no, there's no way Teaspoon is getting fired, no way. So last night or yesterday, it was reported for sure that she was let go, and the crash out began. The crash out began. Um, and I last night I wanted to go live. I wanted to get on here and talk about it, but I just didn't have the I didn't feel like it, to be honest. Like, I was still trying to decipher everything. I was actually watching Cess Talk Sports live, and kind of talking with them over there. And then I was just looking at the tweets and messages and, you know, things like that, and just trying to like get figure everything out. I also know Quita went live as well. She was one of the people that I was talking to, like trying to figure out if this was true or not. But yeah, Teaspoon is was let go. They also released a statement this morning, pretty much just saying like, thank you for your time, thank you for your services. We're moving on, and something about them being dedicated to winning a championship one day or something like that. I don't know. It was very unserious. The most difficult thing for me is that I don't think anybody, there's nobody that doesn't understand who the team is going to be built around, who the franchise player of that team is Angel Reese, and who that team is going to build around, or was supposed to be building around, is Angel, Camilla, as the two draft picks that they got last season, and then Kennedy. Kennedy really showed out this season. Those three were the top three scorers on the team. Um, those three were big producers of just offense and defense on that team. And not to say anything about any of the other players, I'm just saying those three was what, in my opinion, the team should have been focusing on building around in the years to come, in order to make that team a championship team again. And those three, especially Camilla's not that vocal, so I don't really, I don't want to speak for Camilla, but Camilla's not that vocal. Camilla doesn't really talk out a lot about like team stuff, game stuff like that. Um, and as far as I've known her or known of her in South Carolina, like, I didn't hear her talk a lot about Don Staley until like the end, when she was leaving, and she, they asked her how she felt about Don, and she started crying about, how Don is a special person in her life, and she's happy to have, happy to have been coached by her and stuff like that. But other than that, you don't really hear her talk about anything. So I never really heard her speak on Teaspoon that much, but I definitely heard Angel speak on Teaspoon since day one, since that first press conference they had, media day with Chicago. Angel has only spoke praises of Teaspoon, about how she is with her, how she gave her a chance, how she loves her, how it feels good to play with someone that understands and kind of looks like you, and can understand like what your deep frustrations may be, that maybe some other coaches may not understand or may not even care about. Who took the time to like get to know her and stuff like that. Like, that meant a lot to her. Someone who was familiar with her previous coach in Kim Mulkey, and so she had a special bond. And then Kennedy will say the same thing. Kennedy was like, she took, that's someone that allows me to be me, who believes in me, who loves me, who allows me to like play free. And you can see that in the way that Kennedy performed this past season. So at least from those two of the top three players that you have, that you should be trying to build your team around, uh, you get rid of that coach. And it definitely seems, hey Jeffrey, it definitely seems like they were caught off guard, like they didn't even know, like a conversation wasn't even had. I mean, I know the decision is not theirs to make, but to be blindsided like that, because if you watch the exit interviews that they did after the season was over, um, Angel was speaking positively about next season and what they're going to do with Spoon and any other the players that they bring in, and Camilla was speaking positively about what she's going to do in the off season in order to make herself better, to come back to this team better. Kennedy was speaking positively about being on this team and just saying like, I love Chicago. If Chicago have me back, I'll be back. Rachel, Big Mama, was speaking positively. Like, it was a lot of players that was like saying like they were looking forward to this next season and what's going to happen. Hey Moses, I'm shocked too. There's a lot of players that seemed like they were excited, and even I didn't finish watching Teaspoon's exit interview. I watched like a little bit of it, but I didn't finish it. She did seem a little like down. She didn't seem as upbeat as normal. But I didn't watch the whole thing, so maybe she pepped up during the rest of the press conference. But in the beginning, she just didn't seem like herself, and I don't know if that was any indication that she had already kind of had a conversation with the front office, and she maybe felt like something may be coming. But she still spoke with like, I'm gonna, in this off season, I'm gonna watch film. She said, I'm gonna watch the shoot arounds. I'm watching practices. I'm watching games. I'm gonna see, what we did well, what we didn't do well, how we prepared, what are the things that we need to work on. So when we come back, training camp, we're ready to go. I have a game plan. Like, she was speaking like she, everything was good. And so it's definitely a shock. And it just kind of makes me continue to side eye this Chicago organization, because this whole time I've been hearing about Chicago and how they suck, like the organization, not the players, but the organization. How Candace didn't stay, and Kai wanted to get out, and Marina got out, and Courtney left, and Elena Deladon left, and like you can just name all these players that's no longer with Chicago Sky, including nobody left over from the championship team other than Diamond and Dana. Everybody else left. Gabby Williams talked about, how she was never coming back to Chicago. When Angel was kind of tweeting out, Gabby come to Chicago, uh, Gabby was like, nah, I'm never doing that again. She was like, those people did me dirty. And Angel was like, none of those people are here anymore. Well, I don't I don't know, but I have been hearing like a lot of stuff about this organization, but I still gave them the benefit of the doubt because my favorite rookies are on that team now. I have to support. Teaspoon coming to that team, I was very excited, so I wanted to support. Hey Kyle, there I am. Yep. Moses says I listened to Angel's podcast where she was praising Teaspoon, and then an hour later she got fired. Right. I was gonna get to that. But that organization just didn't. As much as I wanted to root for um, that team, the organization kept doing crazy stuff. Like, I mean, we remember when they got drafted, and you can see what the Minnesota organization did to show Peely they were happy to have her, and how LA was showing how they were happy to have Cam and Rakia. And we already know Indiana rolled out the red carpet for Cece, gave her a, a private car to get to the place, and everybody was there and everything. Um, and what did they give? What did Chicago do for Angel and Camilla? What did the organization do for Camilla and Angel? Camilla was introduced on Zoom. Now I understand Camilla was going to stay in South Carolina as long as she could, because that's her home. Like, it was, she didn't really want to leave. any sooner than she had to. Also, she had just won a national championship. She wanted to be there for the parade to be able to celebrate, which she should. She earned it. She should have been able to do that. But um, who's the who sets the timeline? If your number three draft pick couldn't make it to, get there until, right before training camp, then you figure out what to do to welcome your number three draft pick to your team in a big way right before training camp. Like, I don't understand like what the issue was. And then poor Angel Reese. Angel Reese, one of the best players coming out of this draft. And even though she was drafted low, um, she's still an amazing player. She's still an amazing force, and we saw that throughout this season. You bring her in to a half empty gym with empty rows of seats to have a press conference. Ain't nobody there. I mean, I don't know if Jeff was there. I saw Teaspoon and I saw Ty. I didn't see anybody else there. You give her this press conference, the audio sucks, you can't hear the questions. People are like half-ass asking questions. It's like nobody's really interested. It's real crazy. Not a balloon, not a streamer, not a sign, not no fans, nothing. That was strike one for me, or a little strike, like a little something. Like, I'm like, I don't know about this. The second thing, which I wasn't gonna really trip on, but the second thing is when both Angel and Camilla's birthdays are in May, I think, or like one of them maybe is in April, one is in May, but whatever. Their birthdays are like 4 days apart, something like that. So I don't know if they're both in May or whatever, but they're like really close. Camilla's birthday was first. Camilla gets a box of Takis, like a container that you get from like Walmart, like a storage little container that you get from Walmart full of Takis, and they're singing happy birthday. And I'm like, okay, I mean, I guess if that's what the team is doing, okay. And then I think Angel, when her birthday comes around, she gets some like hot chips or something. I don't know, whatever. Again, I'm just like, this looks like something that like the coaches or Teaspoon went and got just to do something for their birthday. Like, not something that the organization provided. This is something that one of the coaches or Teaspoon or somebody on that staff was like, I want to do, like, we want to do something special. Let's get her favorite snacks and give it to her. Like, it was no input at all or no care at all from the organization. So that was another strike. Moses says they gave Angel a janky B-Day cake. I'm getting there because the cake wasn't for her birthday. Jeffrey says, "How are you doing, J Spot? I hope you're having a great weekend. I'm going out tomorrow night. I'm all right. I'm getting there. I'm off. I got a 3-day weekend. I'm getting there." So that was strike two. Strike three. Strike three was when Angel got the double double record. I believe it was the rookie record. When she got the rookie record for the most consecutive double doubles in a season, she had passed it by. I think the record was 9, or the record was 8 or 9 or something like that, and she passed it. And she goes on eventually to beat the all-time double-double record streak, not by a rookie, but just period. She beats that when she hits. The record was 12 by Candace Parker, and Candace did it over the course of 2 seasons. She started it the end of one season, and then continued it on to the next season, and it ended somewhere in that next season. But she had 12 in a row. Well, Angel had eventually had 15 in a row. So she beat, not only did she beat the rookie record, she beat the all-time WNBA record. And not only did she beat that record that Candace had over 2 seasons, she did that in one season, and I believe it was within like 20, not even 20 games. She did it in like 17 games or something like that, 16 games. So that, I mean, that was a big thing to celebrate. Um, well, we get a video. Well, first I see on Angel's Instagram, it says, "Thank you, Mr. Michael," and it's a picture of a cake. And I'm like, I'm trying to figure out who Mr. Michael is because I'm like, oh, who gave her that cake? It says, and I wish I still had the picture of it, but I don't. But I did talk about it on one of my lives, and I showed the picture, I believe. But it pretty much, it said double consecutive double doubles record or something like that. Angel Reese, I believe that's what it said. I don't think it said congratulations to Angel Reese. I don't think it had the number of double doubles on there. It was a white cake with some shaky black writing, and it said double double record, Angel Reese, something. Like, I wish I could. Where's my phone? Oh, I'm on it. I wish I can find a picture because it was ridiculous. And so then I see a video of them at practice and Michael, Mr. Michael, giving her that cake and everybody celebrating. Yay, celebrate Angel. I go back and look at the cake again. I'm just like, Mr. Michael is the owner of this team, and the only thing he could present her is this Jewel Osco grocery store cake. Not even a sheet cake, just a regular old grocery store cake. No shade to grocery store cakes; they're really good. But that was like a last minute. What can I do for my star player? Oh yeah, let me run the Jewel Osco real quick, pick up this cake, and have my secretary or somebody write something on. Hey, can you write something on this cake real fast? Can it say uh double double Angel Reese? Like, it was just very. And then the thing is, like, if you look at the cake, I think it said double double in big letters, Angel Reese on the bottom, and then like they forgot to write record, and so record is real small in between those two lines. It was ridiculous. So I'm like, hey, April. I'm on it. Moses says, look like a 5-year-old baked that cake and wrote on it. Right. Moses says, yeah, you're right, Jay. It was a janky double double cake. The owner of the organization, the owner who probably has more money in his pocket than anybody in that room combined besides Angel, um, had picked up a grocery store. You couldn't even get a sheet cake from Sam's or Costco. You couldn't get them to really decorate that cake. You couldn't get them to put flowers and balloons on the cake. You couldn't bring in balloons. You couldn't bring in like little streamers and little glitters and things like that and say, hey, you did something special, Angel. You did something that hasn't been done in years. And not only did you do that, you did it in a faster fashion. You did it in a way that nobody thought could be done. You did it, not only did you beat 12, you beat it by 3 more. That's amazing. Here's a cake that someone drew on outside. It's like he told somebody from outside the rec center, hey, do you have good handwriting? Can you write on this real quick? It was an afterthought. And this is supposed to be for your star player? This is supposed to be for your star player. Okay, that's strike number 3, right? Strike number 4 for me is what really got me. At the end of the season, or near the end of the season, the Sky nominated Angel for Rookie of the Year, All WNBA, and All Defense Team. They nominated Camilla for and All Rookie. They nominated Camilla for All Rookie, All Defense, I believe. All, and did they do Rookie of the Year? No, I think they just did All Rookie and All WNBA. And for Kennedy, they did. I want to say they did All WNBA. and I think it was most improved player, if I'm not mistaken. To be honest, I don't remember what they nominated her for because they half-ass did that as well. So now it's time for teams to campaign for their players to be put on get those awards. You know, like MVP, Most Improved Player, Comeback Player, Rookie of the Year, the All WNBA Team, First Team, Second Team, the All Defensive Team, First Team, Second Team, the All Rookie Team. Those awards that the WNBA gives out, and then some publications will also give those out as well. I see a real nice package from Dallas that shows all the highlights of Arike and what she's done during this season. And I think it was for, I think it might have been for all WNBA. I see packages about Asia. I see packages about Dejanay. I see packages about Satu. I'm seeing all these little packages on Fee. And I'm like, well, where's Chicago's packages for Angel, Camilla, and Kennedy? Let me tell you where I saw a package from. I saw a package that was created. A person, a fan named Key, shout out to Key, tweeted out, "I'm gonna put together a package for Angel. I'm working on it. Give me a minute." She puts out this phenomenal package. I want to say it was it for defense? I can't remember exactly what it was for, but a phenomenal package, like with graphics and words, and it's cut up. It's like a movie trailer. She did an amazing job. A fan did that. A fan had to create a package for Angel because the Chicago Sky couldn't do it for whatever reason or didn't feel like it was important enough to do it. And I told her, I was like, dang, that's dope that you did that. I couldn't see how you can do like get that together so fast. She's like, I would love to do one for Camilla and Angel. I mean for Kennedy and Camilla, but I don't have time. Like this took me a really long time to do. And the deadline is Friday. And I think she had that done by Wednesday. She was like, I'm not gonna be able to get Camilla or Kennedy done by Wednesday. I mean by Friday, but I wanted to do one for Angel because I had, I had already been working on it. And I'm like, well, that's a shame that you have to be the one that's doing that. Like, fans have to be the one. All these clips out here, you're telling me ain't nobody on Chicago staff can't get those clips together? They can't reach out to the fan pages of Camilla, Angel, and Kennedy? They have the clips. You can't reach out to somebody on the W that has the clips and say, hey, we want to use these clips and get a package together so we can have a campaign for our players that we nominated? What did they do? Probably like an hour or two after Key put that package together. I think Angel had retweeted it by then. Chicago puts out a graphic, a copy and paste graphic, something I could have done on one of my programs on my computer. Just saying Angel Reese, the things that she's nominated for, her points, her rebounds, assists, or something stupid like that. And then that was it that day. That was on Thursday. That was on Thursday. They put a graphic out late as hell in the afternoon or near the evening for Angel. Did not put nothing out for Kennedy. Did not put nothing out for Camilla. When did they put something out for Kennedy and Camilla? Friday. They did Kennedy earlier Friday afternoon or Friday morning. They didn't do Camilla till later in the afternoon. The people have voted. People had already been posting. The people that vote for these things had already been posting like we voted. This vote was tough, but we did it. Voting had been happening. Y'all wait till the last possible minute to campaign for the people that y'all nominated, and then did it half-ass. That's the stuff that I just don't like. The little things, like who's in charge of that? The little things that's supposed to make your players feel welcome and your players feel happy and that want to be there. I'm not talking about coaching. I'm talking about the organization. The little things you can do. That dumbass cake, that box of Takis, that empty ass gym, the Zoom call, the non-existent campaign. How would that make me feel as a player that you're supposed to be so excited to have me here, and I'm just looking at the things that is going on. And then on top of that, and then on top of that, the one thing that I have that I love so much on this team, you fire them. The one thing you know that means the most to me in this whole game, I'm letting everything slide. I'm people asking me, how do you feel about playing in this YMCA gym? How do you feel about living hours away from where you have to play? How do you feel about this with this organization? And Angel and Camilla and Kennedy and all those players, every time they kept saying, we have what we need. We're good. Long as we have a basketball, long as we have a basket, long as we have a place to play, we're good. We would like a facility, but we don't need one. It's not going to make or break us. We're here for the long run. We're here. You know why they were saying that? Because that was Teaspoon saying that. Teaspoon said that from day one, her very first press conference. We have everything we need. We are here to play for and with each other, and that's what we're going to do. All the other nonsense we're not going to worry about. Those were her words that her team had bought into, that really believed in what she was saying and what she was there for. Yeah, they want a facility. Yeah, they want an organization that's going to take care of them and care about their well-being. Yeah, they want that stuff. But they had got to a point where they're like, look, we're here to play basketball wherever we have to practice or whatever is fine, long as we have a place, because we know something better is coming along, hopefully. Didn't complain publicly about any of that stuff. They're taking heat for the organization every single day. Didn't say anything. Finally, they announced, hey, we're going to have this after Phoenix opens their facility. Chicago says, oh, we got a facility coming. And you know what I said? I need to see the groundbreaking first, because I don't trust it. I don't trust it at all. I need to see Michael and whoever else is in charge with some shovels and a hard hat, and I need to see them breaking ground, because I don't believe it. It's supposed to be open by around this, not this time next year, but I think they said December 2026. I'll believe it when I see it, because this organization is one of the most unserious organizations I have ever heard of. I don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't understand at all. And people kept telling me, Jay, Chicago is not a good organization. Chicago sucks as an organization. And I'm like, no, things happened back then. They got a new executive team. They're growing. They got Angel and Camilla now, and Kennedy is there, and now Mick is doing well, and Lindsay, and now we got Big Mama, like all these people, like Izzy and all these. We're gonna be good. Like, the organization may have some issues, but this team is gonna be good. It's gonna grow. We're gonna get through it. They're like, no, I'm telling you, the organization will find a way to mess that up. Shout out to Whitney, because she was the one that kept telling me that. She was like, there's a reason Candace left. There's a reason Kyle left. There's a reason Courtney left. There's a reason Elena Deladon left. She was saying that all these players that have come through this organization, none of them are there anymore. The only people are left are Dana and Diamond. And I think Diamond had left for a while and she came back. I think Dana has been with, no, Dana used to play for Dallas as well, if I'm not mistaken. Um, but she was part of the championship team. But none of those players, and I was hearing it, but I really wasn't. I'm like, this is a new day. We're new now. Let's see where this one takes us. This guy Jeff is new, not necessarily to the organization, but new as a GM. Teaspoon is a new coach. We got a new coaching staff. Like, I think we'll make it. And what did I wake up to? What did I see yesterday? Another fumble by the Chicago Sky organization. I feel the one person that was holding the majority of that team together. I'm not saying, I don't know if all the team liked Teaspoon or how they felt about Teaspoon, But I know the main ones that was going to actually help carry this team to being a powerhouse team one day, those players loved Teaspoon, and now they don't have her. And now I feel the trust is broken. Now I feel like your star player in Angel Reese, and I keep saying Angel Reese because for me I feel like she's more vocal. Like Camilla, like I said, Camilla don't really do too much. But Angel, very vocal, has spoken to Michael, has had conversations with Jeff. I really believe that they told her, "You are our franchise player." And when you make decisions like that, I think you're supposed to consider that. So the only person that this young lady has ever known and has become comfortable with and has said that has helped her game, Kennedy said Teaspoon made me a better player. Kennedy said that. Like that means something. Somebody who felt like the W had written her off, had finally found a home, finally found a coach that believed in her, that made her a better player. Your franchise player, Angel Reese, who says, "I'm so happy with Teaspoon. She's the reason why I'm here. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. This is my home. This she feels like a mom. I love it. I just want her to be a little bit more tougher." Y'all don't consider none of that. You're ready to blow up the whole team to get rid of her for what? You ain't even give her a chance to change, to fix, to improve. Nothing. Nothing. At the expense of your players. That locker room is in shambles at this point. That's just what I think. I'm sorry, y'all. I was talking. I didn't see these comments. Let me go back. Jonathan was laughing. KRL says the Sky would never keep star players. They need new ownership. Facts. Lightly Seasoned says, I knew Chicago was trash how they welcomed her to the team with that weak ass press conference. Facts. Moses says facts. Adrian says that's probably why they fired social media manager. Yeah, they fired him first, but he said the guy who runs the social media account says that it's not his job to make any graphics or make any videos. His job was just to post. So that leads me to believe they didn't have anybody to do that, or the person that they had to do that didn't care. And thus they didn't care because they would have made it a big deal that somebody did something. So the social media manager said it wasn't his fault because someone had called him out. Like, what are you doing? When are you gonna post something? And he was like, well, I don't make the graphics, I don't make the videos. I just they give it to me and I post it. That's it. Summer's here. Hey, Summer. Moses says, yeah, the Aces take good care of their players. April says, there's something else going on there. You just don't fire a coach in less than a year. People leaving, people wanting to leave is more than losing record, in my opinion. I believe that. April KRL says, at this point, it seems like they are sabotaging themselves. Right. Summer says, I want to know what they said at that All-Star dinner now. That's one of the things where I'm like, I think the conversation was had like you are our franchise player. Like we believe in you. We want you around. Um, we believe your star power can help bring free agents in. And Angel and her agent was like, "We'll make it worth our while." You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, we want the better of the team, but you got to make it worth our while. You're not going to just use us for whatever, you know what I'm saying? So I think the conversation is more about maybe what her role would be or what they felt like her role could be on this team as it continues to grow. And of course, they probably, I mean, Angel's very, like I said, very vocal about the things that she wants and needs. And I'm sure she was like, a big sounding board for her teammates as well. I'm sure whatever her and her teammates had discussed the things that they needed or they wanted to see changed in the organization, she took that right to Michael. She had already said when she went to the Met Gala and she had spoke to D Wade, she had asked D Wade for some stuff that they needed. and D Wade told her that he was just a minority owner, like he wasn't a person that made those decisions. That she needed to talk to the big man, which is Michael. And so I think those are things that she kept little notes. And when she had that dinner with him, I think that's the conversation that they had. So I will never know what the conversation actually was, but it is what it is. Summer says this had to be a pre-planned decision. It could have been. Eagles brother says, "Hey J Spot, I heard the news. Chicago's going from the Chicago Sky to the Chicago Sink. We may need to get the lifeboats for Angel and Camilla to save them from this sinking ship." I mean, I wish we could, but I mean, all rookies are in a 3-year contract to their team. They don't really have freedom to do whatever they want. They can request trades, they can ask to get out, but they are not allowed to talk to other teams. Other teams are not allowed to talk to them, or they will be in some violation. That team has exclusive rights over what to do with them. Now, if they get a heart and they say, okay, we'll let you go or we'll trade you, they can do that. But the decision is completely up to Chicago Sky on whether or not they want to release Angel or Camilla if they decided that they didn't want to play there anymore. Outside of that, if they don't release them, then they're there through 2000 through they're there for 3 years. So 2024, 2025, 2026. After that, then they have the option to stay and re-sign with the team or leave or be released or whatever. Um, Mike says, "Shake my head. Who spooned and took the fall for? This is crazy." Facts. I believe is more than just the losses, more than not making the playoffs, because none of that makes sense. As I said earlier, this team was ranked 12th in the beginning of the season. This team only had 3 people returning from the previous year. That was Marina Mabry, Dana, and Diamond. And Izzy was there, but Izzy wasn't playing. She was out for an injury for a whole year. That was it. When they started the season, Diamond was injured, Camilla was injured, Izzy was injured still. Well, she was recovering, but she couldn't play. Yeah, I'm talking about preseason. We had Brenna Maxwell, who was hurt, and we had another player on the bench that was hurt, and I couldn't remember who that was. But Brenna didn't make it. The other people got cut from training camp. And then as the season starts and Camilla gets better, then E Will goes out with an injury. I feel like Diamond never quite got well, like get her body back, and I didn't even realize um, that Diamond had been out for so long. Diamond came back to the team, but I don't think she was there last year. She was on the championship team, but she wasn't playing with the team last year. So in reality, you only had Dana and Marina. Then you trade Marina. So now there's just Dana from last year and then Diamond who had been with the team previously. Um, you have that. You have 2 rookies that are starting. And these ain't rookies that's shabby. I'm not using that as an excuse. I'm just saying you have 2 people with the least amount of experience in the WNBA that are doing their damnedest to help this team, carry this team, play with this team, be great teammates with this team, be instrumental in helping them get wins or at least not get blown out. Like they're trying their best. Um, but you got 2 rookies as starters, whole new staff, coaching staff. The lineups are changing all the time because of injuries. And even though they went through that slump, they were still in contention for the 8th playoff spot until the very last game of the season. That, to me, is actually amazing for a team that was ranked 12th. A team that was ranked 12th that never saw 12. A team that was ranked 12th that was actually number 3 and number 4 in the league in the beginning of the season, who did lose some games, ended up being 8th for a while, bumped back up to 7 for a minute, went back down to eighth, and stayed in eighth until the very last minute. This is the same team that was ranked 12th that beat New York, who was ranked number one at the time, or maybe number two, maybe Minnesota was number one at the time, who beat Seattle, who beat the Aces, a team that was ranked 12th, where other teams were getting blown out by New York, blown out by Vegas, blown out at times with Seattle. Now, Seattle didn't have a good second half, but that first half, they were doing pretty well. These were teams that were blowing out the other under 500 teams and even some of the top teams. But Chicago was always that team, and nobody can tell me different. Chicago Sky was always that team that you felt like when they came into that game, they had a chance to win. That we thought they would be able to fix some of the mistakes they were making through other games and be able to win. There was never a game that I watched and I was like, in the beginning, oh, they're not going to win this game. I always felt like, oh, they can make the adjustments. They can do whatever. Angel's going to have a breakout game. Camilla's going to have a breakout game. Kennedy's going to have a breakout game. Look at Lindsay having a breakout game. Like, it was never a moment where I felt like there was no game that was winnable with Chicago Sky. We would fall short. They would fall short. But then you would say, okay, these are things that they need to learn and work on. So next year they can get the right pieces. They know exactly what they need. They know exactly what these players need to work on, and we can be better. You don't get that from a 12th ranked team. So Teaspoon actually exceeded expectations as far as, I guess, what we were looking at. I don't know what Jeff and them were looking at. But Kyle kind of made a point out. Shout out to Kyle, who was in here earlier. My friend Kyle, he said that it's possible that Teaspoon butted heads with Jeff or whoever in front office over the coaching staff. Maybe, maybe they said you need to get rid of all your coaching staff. And Teaspoon said, well, these are my people. As Kyle was explaining to me, it was like, sometimes they gather these coaching staff from, different parts of the country. It's people that they used to coach with, or it's people that they know in the industry, it's friends, it's this or whatever. It's people that they truly believe in. She came in with her team of coaches. And if anybody knows anything about Teaspoon, you can see how loyal she is. You can see when she believes in something, it is very hard to break her out of doing something different because she believes that this is the right thing to do. And it's possible that they said you got to get rid of this coaching staff, and she said, "No, I'm not. Maybe this particular person or whatever. I'm not budging on this person. I don't really want to do that." And maybe they said, "Well, if you won't remove them, we'll remove all of you. You can go too." Maybe that's what happened. I don't know. If anybody noticed that Crystal, what's her last name? She used to play with her in New York. She was a coach on the team, an assistant coach. And we stopped seeing her right before the Olympic break, and we ain't seen her since. And no one's made any announcement. The organization didn't say thank you to her. They didn't say why she was gone. They didn't say anything. They didn't even acknowledge it. I just noticed that she wasn't there anymore. Um, I don't know if that had anything to do with any tension between Teaspoon and the front office. Um, but something ain't right. Something ain't right. Let's see. April said, I would not be surprised if the sky is pulled from the WNBA. At this point, I think they need new ownership, and maybe they need to go to a different city. I don't know. New ownership or new city. Eagles brother says, could they request to not be protected for this expansion draft? No. Like the rookies are the rookies are stuck where they are with this organization unless the organization decides to let them go. They can request and want whatever, but unless the organization agrees to that, they won't. And I don't see them not protecting Camilla and Angel from being um, picked for the expansion draft because they know if they don't protect them, they're gone. Like not even on just because Teaspoon got fired. If they don't protect them, they are gone. Valkyries will scoop them up so fast. They're gonna be like, wait, who? Who's available? Oh no, over here. One or both of them for sure. One or both of them for sure. I know that for a fact. So no, they're not unless they want to go in a different direction, which honestly I don't even know what this organization like to me, if you truly cared about these draft picks like you say you do, and they're supposed to be the face of your league and they're supposed to be the team that you're going to be building around, I don't see how you then take that coach away. That makes me feel like you don't really care about their best interests. You don't really. So if you don't really care about their best interests, do are they still on the board for having them be the face? For having be somebody they want to build around? Like I don't know. I'm questioning everything at this point because this move doesn't make sense at all. Summer says that Houston should buy the Sky. We were talking about that. It'd be dope if Chicago Sky were to move to Houston with new ownership. You got a season ticket holder in me right away, and I don't even live in Houston, but I'm close enough to Houston to get there. I will buy a season tickets day one, whatever it costs. Let Houston let Houston get Chicago with Kennedy, Angel, and Camilla. Season tickets day one. I ain't even don't even you ain't got to ask me no questions. Eagles brother says it seems like many of these Chicago teams, Bulls, Bears, Cubs, Blackhawks, and now the Sky, have shaky front offices for some time now. That's really crazy. Adrian says who are not used to losing. Yeah. Angel and Camilla came from teams where they didn't lose. Angel had lost 7 games all season. Camilla had lost 3 games in a span of 3 years. She had two undefeated seasons, two whole undefeated seasons. Lost 3 games in 3 years. And she comes to Chicago and what they lose 24. What was their record? 13. Their record was 13 and something. What's that math? 23, 33. Can't be 27. Is it 27? They lost 27 games? I lost count, y'all, after a while. But yeah, they're not loose. They're not used to that. April says, I honestly believe they would have been fired. She would have been fired regardless if Chicago was in the playoffs or not. Something just, yeah, I don't believe the playoff thing. I don't believe that is the reason why. I really don't. I think it's something that I don't know if we'll ever find out. I don't think Teaspoon is ever really going to say anything. If she does, it's not going to be anytime soon. I think the organization is going to act like it's another day at the office and they'll bring somebody else in and never talk about it again. I don't know. Summer says it's going to take new ownership for things to truly turn around. Facts. April says I give Chicago a year, then gone after a change in cities. Crystal Robinson, yeah, that's her name. Crystal Robinson must have walked away and said, "Y'all can have it." MJ lovers in the house. Hey MJ, what up though? MJ says, "Who is suggesting the Sky wouldn't protect Casey or Angel, even if Casey and Angel requested to be unprotected? The Sky are not letting them go unless they are getting a ton back." Right. The Sky ain't letting them go. I just feel like I don't know what to trust about the Sky organization. I don't know what avenue they're going. I'm not really sure who they care about, what they want to do, what direction they want to go into as it pertains to Angel and Camilla. And then this poor draft, whoever they're going to draft, like, I hope they have it together. I don't want them drafting another rookie and bringing them into this mess. To be honest, they need to get it together. But I don't see them not protecting them. No. MJ says, with that said, I don't put anything past the sky right now. Something violate volatile happened in that exit meeting with Spoon and before that. Yep, I agree. 27, 13 and 27. I bet Camilla said, "What is this? I ain't lost 27 games in my whole career playing basketball." I bet she's like, "What is this? What is this losing stuff? I don't do that. I don't know who she is." That's crazy. KRL says they weren't expected to make the playoffs, so that doesn't make sense at all. Right. Lewin Modi, is that what that is? Says Teaspoon was not hired for Camilla and Angel. She was hired to develop the players that were on the team. I didn't say anything about hired for Camilla or Angel, but if that if those are your franchise players, then it's important that you keep your franchise players happy. And that coach made them happy and had only been there less than a year. I can see if she got fired 2 years down the line, if they fired her midway through the third season, they're saying you're just not giving me what I want. But to not even let her get, let her get through a full season. Don't give her no notes. Don't do anything to help her. They know she's a first time coach. Don't put her in a position to win. Y'all picked that team. She didn't pick that team. Y'all picked that team. The front office picked that team. That team has been riddled with injuries and players that don't want to get with the program or having issues with changing the program, that are still stuck on what the last coach did or the last group of coaches or whoever was in charge did. They did that. And you brought Teaspoon as a first time coach into that and said, fix it, take us to the playoffs or whatever that is. That's not realistic. So no, she's not there just for Camilla and Angel, but she took time out to nurture and make sure Camilla and Angel were good. Like I said, she spent time with them separately. When they got drafted and they started to go to practice, they would have regular practice, and then she would take them individually aside and work with them one on one. That's dope for a coach to do, because many coaches won't do that. They'll make their assistants do that. Not many head coaches are in the thick of the practice and passing the ball and in the thick of shoot arounds. Like, she was a special coach, and she showed a lot of attention and a lot of love to those who felt like nobody would give them a chance. That means something. Summer says, "Oh shoot, Crystal Robinson put eyeballs under the sky post for assistant coach Sydney." What? Did you send that to me? What do you mean? What did Sydney say? Adrian says LSU only lost 2 games last year on their championship team. On their championship team, yeah, and they lost last year. They lost more games. Angel said it was 7 that they lost. April says, "Do you really think Camilla was happy?" It's hard to read on Camilla because Camilla doesn't. She's not really going to give you a lot of emotions. Like, you can tell she was frustrated a lot of times in the game. Because I truly feel like she's somebody that is listening to the coach. If the coach says run this play or run these plays, then we run these plays. So when they get into the game and those plays aren't being run or not, you know, and they're kind of doing their own thing, she's left standing there kind of confused and frustrated because she wants to know why y'all didn't run the play like we were supposed to run it. I was supposed to stand here, set a screen, roll to the basket. You were supposed to pass it to me, or I was supposed to stand out here on the key, or pull this person out, and you were supposed to take the ball and run it here, and y'all not doing that. So now I'm just out here looking stupid. I think a lot of that was going on. I'm not going to say she wasn't happy. I think Camilla, with her situation, is happy to be wherever she can be. And if she ended up in Chicago, that's amazing. I think she felt more comfortable having Angel there because she knows Angel. They both come from SEC. They have played together since they were in high school, so there was a little bit of comfortability there. But I can't say whether I don't know if she was happy or not. I think she was frustrated just with in general, but I mean, I don't think I wouldn't say cares. She's happy to be in the WNBA. That was her goal, and that's what she wanted to do. So I don't know about being unhappy with Chicago in that sense. Summer says someone commented under that post and said, "Does the J in Coach Sydney J stand for Judas?" And Crystal responded with the I. What about Coach Sydney though? What did he say? KRL said, right. Fire and Spoon is something they will never forget. 3 years goes by fast. Angel has Camilla. Wait, Angel has Camilla will not resign when it's time because of stuff like this. Every time you hear former players talk. I think there's a typo there. I'm trying to figure out what you're trying to say, KRL. It's about how the sky screwed them over. Adrian says, run. Adrian says, yep, so nine altogether. Nine losses altogether. Summer says, I just sent a snapshot to you. I don't think I can get out of here and look at it because I'm on my phone. But I'll look at it after this. But or maybe I can hold on, I got my laptop right here. Um yeah, I it's very odd. It's very odd to me on their decisions. So my opinion is you got to get a damn good coach to come in here and pick up the pieces that you messed up. Cuz I think this team was already kind of, I wouldn't say fragile, but if you watch the exit interviews, you can tell the ones that were hopeful for next season and you can tell the ones that's like, I don't know, I don't think I'm going to be here. This ain't really what I want to do. I want to find somewhere else to go. Um, so you kind of had that type of dynamic going on, but now you took out the heartbeat of that other those other players, and now everything is fragile. So I think they're gonna have to find a coach that excuse me that can work their magic. I don't know what kind of coach you find can that can be just as nurturing as Teaspoon, but also somebody that obviously knows coaching, obviously knows the X's and O's, and obviously can be a little bit more stern with the players and like set the standards right away. But it can't be somebody coming in like throwing their weight around and being like being abrasive because that's just going to turn everybody off. It really is. So I don't know. I mean, they were throwing around names around last night on the live. People like Carolyn Peck or Candace Parker or Neil Ivy from Notre Dame, or they were saying to take Seattle's coach, Noel Quinn. I don't know. I don't know who they have or who they're going to get. I kind of fear. Yeah, somebody did say Kurt Miller too. Um, I don't want to say I fear, but having a black coach and especially a black woman coach in this league is very rare. You only had three. You got Atlanta's coach, you got Seattle's coach, and you had Chicago's coach. Now Teaspoon is gone. I didn't I didn't really care for the Phoenix coach that they brought in, giving him the most money of any coach. He's never coached women on a professional level. I don't think he ever coached women at a collegiate level either. He was a new coach, not a new head coach, but just a new coach in the women's realm, and he was given the most money, more than Becky Hammond, more than Sandy Brondello, more than Stephanie White, more than these winning coaches that have proven that they have winning records, and Cheryl Reeve. more than those coaches came in, and he made it to the playoffs, but Phoenix wasn't that hot team that I guess they thought they were going to have with this coach. But I say that to say I don't want Chicago to go get some high paid, white dude who don't really, that's not connected to the game, that's never coached women, and throw him a bunch of money and say, "Here, do this." You know what I'm saying? Like a culture was built there. I felt like starting to build there, and they got to find somebody that can be just as good, and just and but can elevate it. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like Bill Lambier when he was over the Aces. Bill Lambier was abrasive. Asia said Bill wanted them to fight everybody all the time. Like that's all he wanted. He wanted elbows thrown. He wanted pushes. He wanted all that. He wanted them to be super aggressive. He wanted them to fight each other because that's where he came from. But outside of that, he got them to a certain spot because they made it to the finals in 2020. But they just struggled the other years. But he laid a foundation, and then they brought in Becky Hammond, who took that foundation and ran with it. And they won a championship her first year. Her first and second year, straight championships. So she took what Bill Lambier had created and kind of started and did what she needed to do and got that team to be the powerhouse that they are seeing today. And Teaspoon was never really given that chance to like build a foundation, but I think the little bit that she did build, you got to find a coach that can take that, understand who their players are, understand what their players need, understand what they need from a basketball perspective, and can nurture and develop all that and bring that team together. Because I think on a big scale of things, I think Angel, Camilla, Kennedy, if she stays, Rachel, Lindsay, even Diamond, Mariah, like Mick, I think those players can form a bond together and say like we know it's some crazy stuff going on the outside, but if we can just get together, we need to stay in contact with each other. We need to help lift each other up. We need to, build this solid core of players so whoever comes in like, you know, is not going to break us. You know what I'm saying? We can all be receptive to it, but we know that we got each other's back if we need help like dealing with the transition or dealing with the change, especially for the rookies. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what coach they can use, or get, but it's gonna be interesting. I just don't want some like high paid dude that's just random coming in. Is I don't know. KRL says I was trying to say Angel and Camilla will not resign with the Sky after the rookie contract because of what the front office and management are doing as firing Spoon. You're saying they won't leave after their contract is over. Summer says it was the video post that the Sky made with the assistant. All right, I'll look at that. Fulan, what's up? What up, J Spot? Can you make this make sense? I can't. I can't. I've been trying to for the past hour. Dorian says, still want to know why Mabry wanted to leave. My opinion, she wanted to leave because she didn't like the direction of the team. I mean, Mabry was brought in by a different coach with a different system, and they had a different set of priorities and things in mind. So now that person isn't there. You get a new coach in Teaspoon, and my understanding is what they were saying is that they want to be a post first team, shifting from it being a heavy guard team, which is what Mabry was used to. Now it is you got a 6'7" center, you got Angel Reese on the wing or Angel Reese as a four, you got E Will, you got Izzy. We are going to run the offense through our post. So it's not get the ball and shoot first. It is get the ball, pass it into the post, run some offense, and then we see where the ball lands. And I think that was difficult for somebody like Marina, who was the highest paid player on that team, who I feel probably was supposed to be that star player, that when these two rookies came in, she quickly realized that that's not what her role is going to be. Her role is going to be a support role for those two. Um, and I don't think she liked that. And frankly, I don't blame her. Like, if you were told one thing or you thought one thing, this is what you want for your career, and it's not happening, then I wouldn't want to stay either, especially when you know about the organization, because I'm sure she's been there long enough to know how trash the organization is. So especially when you know about the organization, especially when you know that this team probably won't be playing for a championship anytime soon. It's going to take a lot of work. It's going to take a lot of movement. It's going to be a lot of growing pains, and you probably just don't want to deal with that. So you get a chance to go to Connecticut, which we see now she's thriving in, but you get a chance to go to a top three team who seems to have it together, who is, winning, who was number three in the league for a while and had the best active win streak in the league this season. Early on, I think they were what 13-0 or 11-0 or something to begin the season with. Um, you have the opportunity to go to that. Hell yeah, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you go? Your position within the team has been changed. Your input with the team has been changed. The scheme of the team has been changed. The focus of the team has been changed. Where am I left? Okay, I'm leaving. So I think that's why she left. And I think that's also why Dana wanted to leave. I think Dana also came in wanting, was as the PG, which I don't think was the best decision to make, but I mean, who am I? I mean, I feel like it's very similar to HBL at LSU. It just wasn't a good fit, but I feel like she is a scorer, and that's what she thought she was going to be doing. She was going to be a score first point guard. And again, the theme of this team was to be an inside out team and a post first team, and that doesn't fit with what Dana wanted to do or was told or whatever. So I don't mind people leaving for what makes them better as players. Like, if you have the opportunity to leave or get traded or whatever, do whatever is best for your career, because at the end of the day, you got to take care of you. So I'm not mad at Dana or Marina. Marina left, but I'm not mad at Dana for wanting to leave if you can't get with the program that this team is doing. So that's what I think why they wanted to leave. I had already said, April said Kurt Miller. I don't know about Kurt Miller, because I feel like Kurt Miller was doing Rakia dirty. I don't know, not dirty, but I feel like he wasn't giving her the chances that she needed to be the best player she can be, and we only saw like her stand out near the end of the season because he was giving her more minutes. I don't know what was going on in the beginning of the season, so I'm not sure about Kurt. Dorian says Carter. Hold on. Dorian says Carter got to learn how to play the pick and roll with either Camilla and Reese. True. Carter Carter is really good at driving to the basket, getting the defense to follow her, and then dumping off the ball to whoever's there. She did that so perfectly with Camilla 3 to 4 times. I mean, probably more than that. Like, I'm saying 3 to 4 times because I can't give you the full number, but it's several times that I saw Kennedy drive to the basket and dump it off to Camilla after she got, half the team following her, chasing after her. So pick and roll, yes, but I also think Kennedy's good at what she does during that. KRL says, but who will take a job like that? They didn't give Teaspoon a chance. I know if I'm a top coach, I don't trust them. Same. That's what I said yesterday as well. It's going to be hard to get free agents to come there with this. It's going to be hard to get a good coach to come there with this because they even letting Teaspoon go doesn't fix the problem of they're still rebuilding this team. Like, I'm not really sure what Chicago was thinking. They don't have an A+ team right now. They're literally rebuilding. And at this point, I didn't think a lot of the team was going to stay together anyway, even if Spoon was going to be there. So you're still rebuilding. So now you fire that coach. You want to bring in another coach with another group of new players. They're probably like, well, if she got fired with that new team, what's stopping me from getting fired with my new team? Like, you ain't give her no kind of chance. And she did better than expected. So I think that puts a lot of pressure on whoever this new coach is going to be, because they probably feel that. And as much as their front office may be like, no, it was another situation. It had nothing to do with playoffs. It had nothing to do with this, blah, blah, blah. I still wouldn't feel very at ease coming into this organization, looking at all the stuff that has happened this season. And if you look into the history of the season of this organization. Jonathan says, I want an experienced NBA or WNBA, probably coach with a great resume, um, as a head coach, since they feel like Teaspoon wasn't the one for it. Facts. I'm with you on that. KRL says they will leave the Sky and not resign. Sorry, I'm at work trying to multitask. Oh no, you're good, girl. You're good. Yes, I do believe if Sky don't get it together real soon, Angel and Camilla will not resign. And I'm very upset about that because, I love Angel and Camilla together. It's no secret. I love them together. I'm super sad at talks of people trying to get Angel or Camilla to leave Chicago right now because that means they're going to break up. They didn't even get a chance to play a full season together. They literally only played. They missed 12 games playing together, and they only played a half of one quarter or a half a quarter in the preseason together. Angel, if you watch her podcast, she said that she hopes that they can play together for a long time. She loves playing with Camilla. She thinks that the more that they get better individually, it's going to make them better as teammates. And the fact that she said, look, nobody can get the ball better to Camilla than me. And that's facts. You can watch the game. You can see that with your own eyes. She said, I'm the person that knows how to get to Camilla the ball where she needs it, where she wants it. I know where she likes to have it. That's what I know. I'm good at that. And we're only going to get better. She talked about spacing. She talked about, improving herself so she can step out more and give Camilla the space that she needs to move around. And so Angel was free to move around on the wing or perimeter or wherever she's going to be. Like, she talked about that stuff. It was all promising. It was all promising stuff about how they were going to get better. She can't wait, for them to play more, get play together again, and that both of them together they're going to be great together, and they love playing with each other. And Cheryl Swoops co-signed with that and said that they are going to be a dangerous force in this league. And that's probably the one thing that I'm the most upset about, is that Chicago Sky is not even thinking of the future of their players and what they have right now in their hands, that you're ruining that. Angel is probably trying to figure out how she can get out of this contract. I don't know what Camilla is thinking, but Camilla might be like, I'm getting this bag in China. I might just stay over here. I'm playing basketball to help my family, to support me and my family. I might just stay over here. I don't need that. I'll stay over here until my contract's over. I mean, I don't know if that's what they're thinking, but it makes me sad because I want them together. I think they are going to be a force, just like Cheryl said. I think they're going to be amazing in this league, and they're going to be a problem for a lot of people and a lot of teams. And they can definitely, with the right pieces around them, help this team win a more than one championship. But for whatever reason, Chicago Sky is not thinking about that at this time, whatever it is. Or maybe they're thinking so long term that they're saying this is going to hurt right now, but we promise we're going to make it better. But looking at the history, I don't feel like they're thinking that way. I think they're thinking about what can happen right now, right here. They're not thinking about the future of their franchise. They're not thinking about the players on their team. They're not thinking about keeping people together and the synergy and none of that stuff. Whatever it is, they're ass backwards right now. I don't I don't I don't know. I don't have faith. I don't have faith, but we shall see what happens. HD is here. Hey, beautiful J Spot, Miss Lady. Hey. Ooh, I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce that name. I'm so sorry. But they said we need Milla in the Valkyrie. See, that's what I'm saying. I don't want that. I don't want Camilla and Angel to break up. That's what makes me more sad than anything. I understand if it happens, but that's going to break my heart. HD says, hell no, we don't need Kurt. Nate says, absolutely no on Kurt. Summer says, don't make me pull the screenshot. Dorian says, I thought they would have given Cooper a contract instead of letting her walk. Oh, Copper, sorry. A contract instead of letting her walk to Phoenix. I don't think they had a choice. I mean, they had a choice, but I think Kalia really wanted to get out of there. I don't think she was interested in rebuilding. I don't think she was interested in whatever the front office was talking about. Again, I think she saw her opportunity was going to be better in Phoenix, and she talked about it every chance she got in those press conferences. She said they care about when I eat. They care about they like she said they take care of everything for me. All I have to do is show up and play basketball. I don't have to worry about where my meal is coming from. I don't have to worry about my equipment. I don't have to worry about where I'm working out. I don't have to worry about blah blah blah. She said all I have to do is show up and play basketball and worry about getting myself in the best possible playing shape. And I think that spoke a lot to what that organization really is standing for. But again, I was kind of like willing to look the other way because they had my favorite rookies there, because they had the coach that I liked there, and because I loved watching Teaspoon motivate that team and build them up. And when they won games, they looked amazing and they were defeating the odds. Like I really fell in love with that team. So I was willing to like look the other way as far as the organization is concerned. But like the writing's there. Doc Glover says, what the hell is wrong with Chicago? Liu Wen says they did not think about players and fans. Nope, not at all. Even Quita tweeted out as a season ticket holder who has been a season ticket holder for years. Like y'all, the decision y'all made is doesn't make sense. That little press conference or that little statement you put out does not explain anything. I think it's owed to the people that are still coming to these games, that are still willing to show up, that's still willing to support your organization with season tickets that you doubled in price. You doubled in price. We're still paying that. And that's all the explanation you can give us is, it didn't work out. Like, yeah, fans are upset. Fans are upset. There's people in the sporting community that don't understand what's going on. There's commentators that don't understand what's going on. I'm sure the players are confused. It's crazy. Let me look at this picture real quick. So are we thinking Sydney threw Teaspoon under the bus? Is that what we're thinking? Why would he do that? This post says, now why did the assistant coach respond like that? Something is going on. Did somebody backdoor Spoon? Is this what Angel was referring to with the Bible verse about enemies being a lot nearer than you think? I need to see what did he post? Angel did post a Bible verse about enemies. So something's definitely going on in that Chicago Sky organization. The only thing I could say is it's going to take a lot of work. It's going to take a lot of work for them to build the trust back up, I think, with the players that want to be there, with the fans. Their image as an organization is in the gutter. Even as a person that just came in watching them, I already bullet pointed my four strikes that I had with the organization from jump. Um, I just they have not shown as an organization that they are serious about anything. I don't know what their thought process is. I don't know what their end game is. I don't know what their goals are. I don't know who they support and who they don't support. I don't know any of that. And so I hope that this next season and they use this off season to like figure all that out, because as long as Angel, Camilla, I hope Kennedy comes back. Angel, Camilla, Kennedy, if they keep Mick, I mean, prior to Teaspoon leaving, I felt like obviously keep Angel, Camilla. They're there. Rachel is on contract. Mariah is on contract. I don't know if they will end up trading in Mariah, but keep Big Mama for sure. Mick, Lindsay. Who am I missing? Maybe Diamond, but I wasn't sure if Izzy wanted to stay or would stay. I wasn't sure if Breezy would be on the team next year. I was certain that Dana wouldn't be on the team next year. Um and like I said with Mariah, I didn't know if they would keep her or trade her contract or what. Um did I say Kennedy? Of course I want Kennedy there. But I thought it would be a solid team, a solid core with Mick, Angel, Camilla, and Kennedy, and you keep those good pieces like Big Mama there and Lindsay there as a backup point guard. You find another veteran point guard to come in. You might draft a rookie point guard that can learn from whoever that vet is. But I was excited about that core, and then them picking, possibly Anissa Morrow and who was the second person? Was it Anissa and no? Who was the second person? Georgia Amore? I can't remember who the second person was. That was Anissa was like the top draft, and then they had another draft pick in the first round, and I want to say it was Georgia Amore, but I might be wrong. Oh no, Pow Pow. The last one was Pow Pow. They when the updated one. So Anissa Morrow and Pow Pow. Anissa from LSU, Pow Pow from South Carolina. So I was excited about that possible thing that might happen coming in, and now I don't know what to think. I don't know what to think. I don't know what's good, what's bad. I don't know how the players feel. I mean, luckily they have time to like sort it out. Angel is going to be focused on her recovery, and then she's going to be playing Unrivaled in January. Camilla is getting ready to, if she's not already in Brazil, getting ready to go home for a little bit, and then she's going to China, and she's going to be there until I think March. So I know some players are going overseas. Rachel is staying here. I think she said her and Angel and I forgot who else she said in the press conference. They were going to be practicing together and working together during the off season just to help build chemistry. So they have time to focus on whatever it is that they need to focus on. I hope the front office gets their stuff together, and when it's time for draft night or when it's time for preseason, in training camp to start, we're in a better place. Of course, they'll announce who the coach is and all that other stuff well before that. So we'll get to know who that person is. Hopefully, it's a good choice. I want to get behind somebody that I feel like is really, really good, um, and not somebody they just put in that place just to do the bidding of whatever the front office is talking about. I don't know. Liu says Kennedy might come back based off the coach they hired. Yep. And then can Dwayne Wade turn coach? I don't know. I don't know how good he is as a coach, but that's a thought too. I was also considering Lisa Leslie. Lisa Leslie right now coaches in the Big Three league. That would be kind of dope to have her coach, and her team. I mean, it ain't 5-on-5, and it ain't the W, but her team made it to the finals last year, and I think they actually won. They are championship winners of previous years, so maybe Lisa might be a good choice, if they decide to choose her. And plus, she's somebody who I feel like the bigs can really learn from, obviously. So I don't know, y'all. I think I said all I can say. I've crashed out all I can crash out. We don't know what's going to happen. It is very crazy. It's very shocking. I hope Teaspoon eventually finds a place to like coach. I The other thing that kind of gets me is like I don't understand like why she was just like gone. Like if you were gonna let her go, and maybe she turned it down, but I would have offered her a spot as somebody on the organization, like player, some form of like player development, some form of like something where she can still have a relationship with this team as they go through and transition. But maybe she's like, nah, I'm not taking no constellation prizes. Like, if you want to let me go as coach, let me go. I'm not doing nothing else for y'all. So I kind of understand that as well. But I would have liked to see her be something else on the in the organization, because I think that team would have benefit from having her still be around, even if it wasn't as a coach. But also, that organization is mad shady, and so she probably didn't want to have anything to do with that. So that makes sense. So on the off season, Chicago Sky organization, Jeff and Mr. Michael, y'all got to get a bomb ass coach. Y'all got to fix whatever is missing in that organization as it pertains to making your players feel important. We want good birthday celebrations. We want good intros for these next group of rookies that's coming in. We want great campaigns on social media and anywhere else. We want in your face information and videos and graphics and everything on these players that are on your team to show that you really care about them, and they're not just there making money for you. Because right now it seems like they're just there to make money for you, that you really don't care about them or their well-being. You don't care about what awards they get or don't get. You're not backing them for anything as it pertains to their career in the W. It just seems like you're just here for a money grab. So please change our perception of that. Please do something better. Please make a difference. Fire whoever else you need to fire. If whatever that looks like, if there's any other owners out there that feel like they can do a better job in Chicago, please buy out Mr. Michael. Please do that. Move him to Houston. Whatever you need to do. Please do that. So they feel good playing for an organization. They feel like they're actually wanted and they feel like they're actually valued. Because right now it doesn't seem that way. Here's SC Bread. Let me see what he got to say. I see y'all anger in Return of Jedi Emperor's voice strike me down with all of y'all hatred, and y'all journey to the dark side will be complete. What are you talking about? What is that? I don't watch Star Wars, if that's what that's from or something. I don't get the reference. Um, but thank you for being here. I appreciate you, SC Bread. Um, I think that's it. I think I'm about to go. I'm sleepy. I'm gonna try to take me a nap. I'm gonna watch Inside Out 2 today. I think that's available now on Disney Plus. I'm off this weekend. I'm enjoying my 3-day weekend. I appreciate y'all for coming through and listening to me talk and crash out. And I appreciate y'all for being here and listening. And of course, if you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button. I'm live every Tuesday. So we talk basketball. We're gonna probably talk about this again in a little bit. Not a whole lot, but we'll talk about that. We'll talk about the playoffs. I think we got games starting Sunday. Is it round two starts Sunday if I'm not mistaken, or is it wait, it's not today, is it? No, Sunday. Sunday starts the games. I'm Central Standard Time, so Vegas will play New York at 2 p.m. Sunday, and Connecticut will play Minnesota 7:30 p.m. Central Time. And it's about to be a series. It's about to be a series. So I can't believe that. Anyway, thank y'all for hanging with me. I appreciate you. Hit the likes on your way out. I'll see y'all on Tuesday. Peace out, y'all.